You can't have success without failure.
Welcome to the Prosperity RX podcast. This is pharmacist Keith Abell with your prescription for prosperity. This is a podcast where I give you hope. I show you the path toward building a life of peace and prosperity, to build a life that you don't need a vacation from. If you're willing to own up to it, to accept that you do have the power to change your circumstances, and that you're willing to do what it takes, then this podcast is for you. You truly can change your life and start on the true path toward financial peace and prosperity.
Good morning, folks. Haven't done one of these videos in a really long time. As you can see, I'm in the parklands. Wildflowers are absolutely gorgeous today. I've been up here a few times, about 3 days a week, come up here with my grandson, so it's not like I haven't been to the park, but it's just that most of the time I come up here, I'm with my grandson, and it's a little bit more difficult to do some filming while talking with him and playing with him and trying to keep up with him. These flowers are just absolutely gorgeous today. I mean, look at that. I think they've planted some more wildflowers that they used to not have, because there's things that I don't recognize from last year. But anyhow, and just something I was listening to on the radio earlier. It was a child psychologist that has one of the clinics here in Louisville, and he was talking about how we coddle our kids. They're small, and you're afraid they're going to fall and get hurt, which that's natural. But then they start getting into grade school, and then you worry about them failing in grade school and doing everything you can to not let them fail. And it goes on to sports and high school, and failures, not allowed to fail. You can't fail. You have to succeed. And that's the message we keep giving. And we coddle them. We don't let them fail. They don't learn to fail. And then you wonder why, when they grow up, they act the way they do. Failure is part of success. You can't have success without failure. Failure is where you learn what to do and what not to do. If you never learn what to do and what not to do, you're never going to have success in life as an adult. And I think that's what's a big problem now. Everybody gets a trophy for everything, whether you achieve that trophy or not, you get a trophy. And that's not the way life is. If you think that's the way life is, life's going to kick your butt. We got so many people that feel entitled, that feel like they deserve it. It comes to mind once when I built my house. We had a friend of ours come and see our house after we built it, and their first words were, "It's not fair. I should have that." It's like, you got to do something to achieve it. You can't just sit back and hope life's gonna be fair and give you something. You've got to get out there and you've got to work for it. You got to take a chance. You got to take risks. If you don't take risks, you're never going to accomplish anything in life. If you don't take risks, you're never going to have that success. And there's nothing more satisfying than working your ass off for something, getting knocked down a bazillion times, getting back up, and then winning. That's the most fulfilling thing that you have. It's the most fulfilling feeling inside, to know that you did it. You pulled up your bootstraps, you did what it took to do it, and then you did it. I've been feeling sorry for myself lately, and it's a stupid thing. It's time for me to get up, pull up my bootstraps, and get on it. The world's not going to hand you everything on a silver platter. You have to earn it. You have to take those risks. You've got to fall down. You got to fall down a bazillion times, and you got to get up. You got to dust your knees off, and you got to keep moving. And I see that with my grandson. You know, he is rambunctious. He's always on the move, and he's willing to take little risks. And he gets up, might start to cry, but catches himself, dusts himself off, and then keeps on moving. And that's the way you got to be in life. That's the attitude that Muhammad Ali had. He was going to win at all costs. Didn't cheat. Didn't expect people to give it to him. He knew he had to do the work, and he did the work. He spent hours and hours in the gym. Michael Jordan. He spent hours on the field, on the court, shooting those baskets. Some of the best baseball players that there are. They fail more than they succeed. I mean, if you're a 300 batter, that means 30% of the time you were successful at batting. That means 70% of the time you failed. And if you're a 300 batter, 30% success, you're going to get paid millions of dollars in the big leagues. So you just got to remember, big spider web across the path. You just got to remember that you've got to not quit. You got to not quit. You got to be willing to fail, and failure is the only way to have success. I'm going to find a stick to knock that cobweb down. Here we go. Don't feel like walking through big cobwebs today. So that's my message for today. If you want to have success, you've got to be willing to fail. You've got to quit expecting the world to give you everything on a silver platter. We're not entitled to anything. The only thing that you're entitled to is to some of the freedoms that are your God-given freedoms, but those freedoms don't entitle you to success. It's the pursuit of happiness. It's not the guarantee of happiness. We have the right to pursue happiness. I just wish more people would learn that lesson. This country could be so much greater if people would realize that it's not that they're entitled to have all these things. It's not that they're entitled to have what the guy next door or the guy down the street or the guy across town has. It's not that it's not fair that you don't have what they have. It's none of that. It's all about getting up every day, pulling up your pants, taking a risk, falling down, getting up, rinse and repeat. That's what life is all about. Keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. If you don't get up and try, you're never going to succeed, and life doesn't owe you anything. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you again on the next live. Bye-bye.
Folks, this has been another episode of the Prosperity RX Podcast, where we share with you your prescription for prosperity. Now's the best time to start taking control of your life. And as a loyal listener, I've put together a free course that you can take that will walk you through the steps of setting up and following a spending plan, so your family can also get on the road of financial peace and prosperity. To get that course absolutely free, visit spendingplanclass.com. And if you enjoyed this episode, I hope you like and share it. And in future episodes, I'll be covering many topics to teach you how to improve and to take control of your health, as well as topics that encourage savings and debt freedom. After all, what good is your health if you have no wealth? And what good is your wealth if you have poor health?